machine.
Okay, we're back, bro.
Years old. That thing that you see your obese 86-year-old grandfather using, that's what an infant baby would.
My sister had it. It was a panda. So, like, she put a panda on her face.
Was using, okay? When Gypsy was 8 years old, Dee Dee claimed she had muscular dystrophy and forced her to use a wheelchair, which must have been extremely mentally confusing whenever you're like, I walk around the house all day. Why do I have to sit in this
that's just... Why is there a communist dog hat, bro?
Chair all day and pretend that I can't walk?
I don't know.
And Gypsy was even tricked into thinking she had seizures and was forced to take seizure medication.
How do you trick other people that how do you trick your kid that they're having seizures, bruh?
That caused her teeth to rot out of her mouth.
I'm going to Children's Mercy Hospital to see my dentist for my teeth.
This then resulted in her getting them surgically extracted. If they weren't dangling and falling out by themselves, Dee Dee was quite the trooper and just said,
No, now I feel bad for making fun of her teeth.
Why not just go down
I'm sorry.
to the dentist and pull those bad boys out ourselves? Dee Dee would tell people that Gypsy had leukemia and would regularly shave her head to make people think she was receiving chemotherapy. Oh, God, you just want to fucking punch her in the face, dude. That's so Dee Dee made doctors install a feeding tube into Gypsy's stomach.
What?
It's like a car mechanic. So you just want the tube here? All right, well, let me grab my big fucking knife here. Gypsy was forced to bring an oxygen tank when leaving the house, and she had her saliva glands removed because of excessive drooling.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Which is why now, too, that's why I think she licks her lips so much now. So you'll see her a lot, and she looks like she's doing some weird frog thing, which is like... whatever, but it's just because she has no fucking saliva glands. It's like some like weird, like hostile torture shit. You know what I mean? Like an Eli Roth movie or something. Well, now, Gypsy, you're drooling too much. We gotta pop those glands out. She's like, well, if you didn't keep me hooked on this fucking CPAP machine and
iron lung, bro,
all this medication, I wouldn't drool as much. Shh, child. Dee Dee would tell other people that Gypsy had the mind of a 7-year-old and would continuously lie about Gypsy's age to keep her younger than what she actually was. The celebrity meetups, the trips to Disney and all that stuff, which of course, dude, of course Dee Dee was a Disney adult. Of course. You better watch those fucking kids in wheelchairs. And I hate to even say that because I don't want to put that bad omen on anybody, but those Disney adults, you got to keep an eye on them for real. She was fed only Pediasure, a dietary supplement for children, until she was in her 20s. Here you go, drink that. You can't chew because all your teeth are gone. She has more fucking silver in her mouth than a goddamn werewolf hunter. Have you seen her mouth? Oh my God.
She got grills for real.
It wasn't until she was older that she started to realize that all these ailments her mother said she had weren't actually real. So even her entire life, even Gypsy believed it. It wasn't.
She probably did get some disease because of this, you know?
Until she was much older where she actually was like, oh, I'm being lied to. Because also when you're emotionally and mentally abused, I feel like you probably stagnate mentally.
Looking at her now.
Yeah, you think it's so normal because of all the abuse. It becomes normal.
She's definitely doesn't have the mind of a child. It was just like the persona of like act like a child.
You're in on the bit so long that you get lost in it probably. What am I supposed to do?
Lost in the sauce, for real.
Just tell people it's not real now? My fucking mom will kill me probably. So Gypsy tried to run away in 2011.
Kill you? I don't know.
But when Dee Dee found her, she smashed her computer with a hammer and physically restrained her to her bed for 2 weeks.
How do we have a picture of that?
And it wasn't until 2012 when Gypsy was able to...
Is that because of the show?
...get on social media by secretly accessing her computer while her mom...
Yeah, it is a show. Bro, that's screwed up. They filmed that.
Mom slept. I'll tell you what, her mom's a big old girl, let me tell you. No wonder she's probably able to play RuneScape and everything, too. I mean, I bet that bitch was out cold. This led her to meet an autistic man named Nicholas Gojohn.
My name's Nicholas.
Your name is Nicholas, and you might be fucking autistic, dude. He was from Big Bend, Wisconsin, and had an IQ of 82.
21? You stupid.
And he believed that he was a...
I don't know, is that high?
500...
Is that 81 high or low?
...year-old vampire. Forgot to
Yes, it's low.
tell you that. She was on a vampire dating website. It probably feels normal compared to the life that she lives, so I don't know. I mean, if I have a fucking little old vampire give me hickeys on my neck and shit, a little dating website, I probably would have been down with that back in like 2012. He was also arrested for masturbating in a McDonald's parking lot.
Giving all autistic people a bad name, bro. Why?
I just wanted to throw that in there. Just
Why?
to really slip that under you. It was the McRib, baby. The McRib is back. What are you supposed to do?
Yeah, bro wanted some special sauce.
For 3 years, they communicated in secret, and in 2015, the two conspired to murder Dee Dee and set Gypsy free from her prison. Originally, the plan was to get Gypsy pregnant, but that quickly changed to murder. The spectrum feels a bit.
Okay. How did they come to these options?
Odd. On June 9th, 2015, Nicholas
It's literally the exact opposite of giving a life or taking a life, bro.
arrived at Gypsy's house in Springfield, Missouri. Gypsy handed him a stolen knife, duct tape, and gloves in order to murder her mom. As Dee Dee slept, Gypsy hid in the bathroom and covered her ears as Nicholas entered Dee Dee's room and stabbed her 17 times. And what's f***ed up is
Breathing, bro.
Gypsy even said that she heard her mother crying for her help, but she didn't answer, and she just listened to her mom get murdered in the next room, screaming in pain. The two were arrested and charged.
God, no. I don't know if I could eat. If I really hated someone, I don't know if I could listen, dude. Cause she must have been screaming. If she could hear she was in the bathroom covering her ears. You know how loud you had to be? I don't know if I could deal with that, bruh. Even if they did abuse me, bruh, it would still be bad.
Charged with first-degree murder, but because of the abuse Gypsy endured, she was able to accept a plea deal that lowered her charge to second-degree murder, which resulted in a 10-year prison sentence. Do you think 10 years is enough? Now, here's the whole thing, too. Nicholas, yes, he did do the murdering thing. He was a fucking monster himself.
The difference is Gypsy was abused and Nicholas wasn't.
No, sure. How could you not feel sympathy for Gypsy? Is it a horrible thing she did? Yes. Was she?
It's a terrible action because murder is just bad, but still you can sympathize with the person, but you can't sympathize with the actions they've done, yeah?
Of sound of mind? There's no way. She gained so much notoriety from the story, people talking about her in prison, her story was shared. There was a documentary made about her named Mommy, Dead, and Dearest, which I'm pretty sure is a play on Mommy Dearest, where the star mom basically abuses the children. And they even adapted that story into a Hulu show in 2019 called The Act. It's pretty good. I'd recommend it. In her times in prison, there was so much media coverage of her to where it feels like this boiling point that we're about to get to was all just this long fuse that was lit from these shows like Dr. Phil, ABC, even a show called Gypsy's Revenge, which feels like an Aladdin
That's gotta be racist.
sequel or something like that. I don't know. Gypsy was released 2 years early from
Isn't gypsy a bad word? Or a slur?
prison for good
Hopefully not, because I just said it.
behavior. She only had to serve 8 of the 10 years, so everyone was like, oh my god, Gypsy, you get to come, you're our hero! But shortly after her release, it was announced that she would get a reality television show of her life called Gypsy Rose Life.
She still got the medal. Well, I can't so, because if she still has the medal in her mouth, she probably took out her adult teeth. I thought they just took out the baby teeth, bro. Yeah.
After lockup. Now you're all caught up. This show, to me, raised a weird, important, ethical question. On one hand, it offers a platform for people to re-indoctrinate this queen back into society as a normal, functional human being who is the victim of Munchausen by proxy. But it also kind of raises a little red flags to me when you try to make a reality social media star out of a person who was the victim of Munchausen's by proxy, and the way that they dealt with that was getting a vampire boyfriend and stabbing the mom 17 times and doing all that stuff in prison. Maybe you just don't go on camera. Maybe you just live life like a regular human being and don't have people all around you. She says in the
Yeah, bro, if I did something, I would not want anyone to know. I would take that secret to my grave, bro.
show that she uses it as a platform for her to be a voice for others who might be going through the same thing she is, which I'm like,
To inspire people.
how many fucking people are going through
How many people are dealing with this problem?
that shit? Which, I mean, I guess if somebody, is watching the show and they're like, that's me, also in their wheelchair,
I should stab my mom 17 times too. To inspire people, bro.
I don't fucking know. It could be beneficial.
Dexter.
It just feels odd. Let me give you the little high school tea drop part of this. During
Or the Unabomber.
her time in prison, she dated a man named Ken Urich, which eventually led to them getting engaged. While she was in prison,
Congrats.
But before they actually got married, Ken left Gypsy because of social media stuff, I think, or absolutely devastated, and immediately rebounded with a Louisiana school teacher named Ryan Anderson. Ryan is such a weird big goober. Here, we gotta put that quote up. I don't.
Her story, you know, just hit me, and I thought, gosh, she's cute.
Imagine watching.
She's so cute. The way she murders her mom. It's so cute.
Any of these Gypsy Rose documentaries, and you're like, that is insane that would happen to you. Can I just tell you, you have gorgeous eyes. It just feels like right over his head. So Gypsy started dating
He loves her.
Ryan, and then they got married in
Dang, really?
2022 while she was in prison. And this new reality
You can do that? You can marry people who are imprisoned?
show
They do have conjugal visits, so I guess so.
picks up from her getting picked up from prison, and Ryan
Gonna have the honeymoon in prison?
is the one to pick her up from prison. And you really start to see that actually all of the conflict in her life is extremely, extremely boring and very petty. As soon as Ryan picks her up, I mean, that motherfucker does not take any time to get those paws in between those legs.
Oh, dang, bro. Wait till you're home at least.
It feels so weird being in a car.
Yeah.
God damn, baby, you look good. He's got some of that Louisiana charm. Which during the drive home, I was like, it'd be just so funny if they rolled the car. Not that they actually get hurt, but he's like, oh shit, he's such a big man in this Cadillac. Which I was also like, there's no way that's your car. The interview asked how the first night was, which, you know, the next night they get to go to bed, and then it's like a really creepy, like almost like found footage horror film of them in a hotel room. You have to imagine too.
Are you vaping, bro?
On this reality television show, there's probably a cameraman, some kind of producer there, and like a sound guy. So I would say at least 3 people in there in this tiny room. And they're all just standing there and they're like, how was your first night? And she's pretty much just like, yeah, we consummated our marriage.
Yeah, the most interesting thing about her is her past, not her present, you know?
Yeah.
We got to consummate our marriage.
We did get to do that. She was so nervous.
And then he's just like, yeah, I pretty much f***ed her pussy real good.
What?
And I just have to imagine the camera guy just kind of like,
It's extremely uncomfortable.
okay. The next thing they do is they go get shoes from a store. They try to make it seem.
Yo, I just got shoes, bro. I got. You know? White on bottom. How it should be, you know? Yellow and black power.
Like, oh, the public knows that Gypsy's out, but it's 2 guys outside of like a Ross dress for less place. She's able
It's just one dude, bro.
to get shoes, and they're like, Gypsy, you don't get more shoes? She's like, I'm hoping so. Whatever. And Ryan's
You holding her hand like a lost child, bro. Like she does not want to be here. Well, low-key, you kind of look like Peter. I'm not gonna
Ryan
lie.
can't handle any of it. He's just like, I think they might be following us. I think they're following us the entire time. That's all he gives a about.
We're being followed.
And I'm like, dude, yeah. He has all these cameras on his car, and he's wondering like, well, oh yeah, the paparazzi's following us. No shit, dude. Gypsy is going to Kansas City to see a Chiefs game and hopefully meet Taylor Swift.
Chiefs. W Chiefs, I guess.
What are your thoughts on the Chiefs game? The media portraying it as, you know, she's going there to meet Taylor
Sister. Oh.
Swift.
Right.
It's a
Could be bad.
I don't like it.
And her parole officer calls her, and she's like, what the f*** are you doing? You need to go down to Louisiana. And she's like, I actually have actually said that I gotta prove that I can go.
Our plan was we were gonna.
Our plan was already set.
Our plan was already set to stay a
You're gonna get put back in prison, bro.
few days in Kansas
Yeah,
City.
with our POs.
And with my parole officer's permission, he said that
Like, stop talking, bro. Stop talking. Let me handle this.
that's fine.
And then they're basically like, no, you're fucking go down to Louisiana. He's like, baby, come on, give me the phone. This is some horse shit. And it's just a bunch of awkward editing. They go back and forth, but pretty much for the whole episode, it's her getting calls from her parole officer and her just being in rooms crying, with Ryan kind of awkwardly walking around, you know, just trying to be like, hey, I guess it's kind of weird that I'm a part of the family, huh?
He's a huge man, dear God. And he's smoking too, bro. You already vape, bro. You don't got
They're
smoke.
my people now, too. They my family, too, so. Yeah. I'm part of the family now.
Yeah, I guess I'm part of the family. If you want to cook me something, you
2
can.
cigarettes? Damn.
And the first episode ends pretty much with Gypsy walking up to her dad's wife and being like, "Hi, Mom."
Give me a hug, Mom.
I don't know if you want to be near her, bro. Her and moms don't get along well.
And I'm like, I don't know if I want Gypsy to call me mom, dude. Episode 2,
I don't
the
know.
only thing I could keep thinking was just wondering if she was going to kill again, if there was any part of her that was going to snap and convince Ryan, who is this hulking Louisiana
A huge man.
ogre. You know the part in Harry Potter?
It's Cyclops, bro.
Drown in the dungeon. Does Ryan not look like that guy? Kind of.
Dear God. Low-key. Maybe just this.
But he's huge. Can you imagine if she was just, the last time it was a little f***ing pipsqueak vampire kid. Hey, you should stab my
You went to vampires to ogres quick, bruh. Or giants.
mom. And now it's a f***ing 6'8" gorilla, basically.
6'8". Damn.
You should go rob a bank. Whatever my little Rose wants, little Rose gets. They just bring up Gypsy having sex with Ryan so much.
And that's the only thing interesting about, for real. You gotta get the sex appeal.
And we've been having sex the last 2 nights.
No, there's a weird
I don't even want to know how that works.
part where she tells her mom, and she's like, I'm so
Think it's big or no?
happy for you, and hugs her. The mom looks like a f***ing like a little bog witch. I'm young.
Why are you so insulting, bruh?
My hair's really black. She's like, I'm so happy for you. Ryan's like, yeah, I guess I got a big old gorilla dick on me. Which I know there's a big thing on
I guess it is big.
social media. She said is D's fire.
I don't think hot or fire is a good way to describe that, bruh. I think you should get checked out by a doctor.
They jealous because you are rocking my world every night. Yeah, I said it. The D is fire.
She has
Who was that? Why you-
to like remove her teeth and do
I respect it.
a bunch of stuff, and then her body's covered in scars, and she wants to make sure that Ryan likes her body. Which I'm like, that motherfucker.
He likes it. You can if he describe. He likes it. I'm gonna be real.
From on the other side of the wall, tapping the wall. He's like, my little Freddy Krueger. The episode pretty much ends with Gypsy showing Ryan one of her prison drinks, which is just coffee juice with soda and Jolly Ranchers.
When I was still in prison, I told them about a favorite drink of mine. It's instant coffee with a soda. For flavor, you crush up some Jolly Ranchers, add that to it. You mix it all together, and also juice, and then you serve it over ice.
Like the one thing she's like, I drink this every day. Ryan has like this horrible look in his eyes, like, you really gonna make me drink that, baby? She's like, come on, it's good.
No, I don't. That's prison drink, bro. We're civilized people, bro. Go drink some tea or some soda.
And she pours it in, and it's like
Soda sucks, bro. Tea's way better.
2 large chunks of something, and Ryan basically drinks it, throws up, and Gypsy's like,
Oh yeah, that's good.
you don't actually think that tastes good, dude. You're
Does not taste good, bro. I think her senses have been dulled because of she been drinking it so much.
putting on a little show for the f***ing camera. By the 3rd episode, he's always like, baby, I gotta go to work. Which I'm guessing they didn't tell you because they don't want you to like call there and fucking harass him or whatever. And the only thing I could think of is that he worked at like a dog food factory. And I just imagine him like sitting getting interviewed. He's like, yeah, they always try to stop me from eating the dog food off the cart, but I always find a way. I got a nose like a bloodhound. Oh yeah, they drive to the airport and they try bringing in some conflict that they're going to be late. He's talking to like the Armenian fucking Uber driver. He's like, do you even know where you're going? She's like, oh, come down, Ryan, Jesus.
Look around this.
What did I say about language?
But luckily they make it to New York on time, and basically Gypsy just goes on podcast. Ryan's just always the third wheel, kind of walking in and out, waving at people.
Oh, I get a hug. Nice.
Well, he's like, I don't want them following me. But then he like walks out. He's like, we love you. This show is just smearing this motherfucker because they're trying to build up Gypsy as like, you know, likable. I think it's around the third episode. She's even just like, Ryan's asking if she's heard from Ken. No, I haven't heard from Ken.
Any desire from you to reach out to what's his face?
You can say what's his face's name.
To Ken?
No.
Hey, you know his name, bro. Huh? Are you doing the same shit where I'm like, hey, you know that guy we met last night? And you're like, you know John, bro? And I just don't want to say their name, bro. It's just, I just don't want to, bro. No, they should. She should visit him. That's good. That's good television.
No desire whatsoever.
Who cares about her feelings, bro?
No, we're good.
But then she's lying to him and being like, yeah, I heard from Ken. He hit me up. He's talking to my family.
Something happens with Gypsy and Ken that's going to be
And he's out of prison too.
your fault.
The family's even like, you should see Ken. But she also just makes it seem like he's a much better looking guy, Gypsy. Come on. He's like,
Well, he does believe he's a vampire, so he probably is good looking. Or now.
I know, man. I love Ken. He's of my life, but I'm married to Ryan. I'm like, this is gonna work out. They go visit the grandma's grave, and the first thing Gypsy says is like, I know I didn't turn out like you wanted me to, which I was like, God damn, dude. We're halfway through the
I can tell we did not want to turn you out like that.
series because there's 8 episodes. You very quickly.
Hey, 8? How long did they milk this, bro?
You realize that like people were probably having a bidding war with her, and this I don't know if the
You're gambling if she would relapse and kill her new mom.
return on investment is going to be very high because we're very quickly realizing there is absolutely no conflict besides the extremely obvious downfall of this relationship. Ryan is a bit insecure, but I just feel bad for him the whole fucking time. He just looks like a big stupid fucking goober walking around and stuff. It's one thing to be like, oh, we had no idea as the viewer, but the viewer knows the entire time that she's like, I don't know. I mean, I do. I don't know. But
Oh no, that's the guy she met in prison. That's the first guy. Her first guy. Okay.
the end of episode 4, she's like, I'm loyal to my marriage, but then just burst into tears. To paraphrase for the rest of the episodes, it's them going back and forth. They go to a fucking wedding venue. They eat some weird food, but it all culminates to a really funny scene of them in her car. Pretty much Gypsy just breaks up with him, I think 9 weeks after she's released from prison.
I want a divorce, and in 6 to 9 months, I'm gonna be with Ken.
He has been dating her in prison for 2 years. She's released for a little over 2 months.
And it's because she didn't have to, spend all her time with him,
That's when it kind of really, I feel like, hit me, is her breaking up with this guy. Tumultuous shit that goes on in people's relationships and stuff. That's like nobody's business but your own. People f up, people do weird things, people also fall out of love, and people have to break up, do whatever, people do bad shit. That's just between you two. And it's like so weird that there's 4 fucking cameras on this car in this dark parking lot watching this like relationship get destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, then why all of a sudden are you not happy? When did this happen all of a sudden? When did you feel this unhappiness? Tonight?
He's just like, okay, well, all right. And then she worked for it, and she's just like, no, this is just gross. Like, God, like I feel fucking disgusting watching this. And then the whole thing ends with her getting back together with Ken. She
Immediately on the ground.
has a talk with her father about how she's going to be together with Ken, and they have a joke about like, don't get pregnant too quick, just like, give it time.
The last thing I
You don't want to get pregnant, but history may repeat itself.
wanted to see, she wants a baby. I'm gonna tell both of y'all, just wait.
And I'm not even joking, maybe 15 seconds later, she's like, I'm pregnant with Ken.
Already? Like, you just broke up with your other guy, bro. Wait, like a year, bro.
This baby.
And it came back positive.
They keep cutting back to Ryan, and he's just sitting in this fucking apartment with this stupid dog he got for her. And he's just like, well, I hope that she comes back to me. I don't know. This damn.
She's not coming back, but she already got pregnant.
And people keep talking in her ear about me. And the I couldn't believe this until after the fact when we were talking about this. If you have a side-by-side of Ryan and her mom, they look pretty fucking similar. I mean,
I think it's just the nose and the cheeks for real.
like, actually, the show uses TikTok to show how the public is thinking of Gypsy about, like, the, you know, oh, she's here doing this, she's here doing that. And it feels gross because it once again feels like somebody who was manipulated at one time being manipulated again and is not actually living.
Controlling her emotions, but I mean, of course it's gonna get manipulated, brother. It's television. They want the most views. They don't care about your mental well-being. They care about drama, bro.
In a real life, it just feels like now even the public has taken something. It kind of feels like World of Shirts. Joshua Block on TikTok. It's a kid who is mentally unwell, drinking himself to death, and then people kind of just poke at this thing because they're just like, oh, not understanding that there's like real human consequences behind it. But Gypsy has.
As soon as you become if you become too popular, people don't see you as a person, but like as a spectacle.
Has emotionally been to a point where she's like, murder is okay. So now we're going to with this again, which social media is the worst thing you could ever do for the human brain. And now you're putting this person up on a pedestal and manipulating shit again, which I believe since the show has aired, she's deleted all of her social media. And there was even, dude, the murder pics of her mom got released. And that was
Oh my god. That's terrible.
another thing that swayed people over to be like, oh wait, this is like real. This is like some real shit. It was insane to me to see the public's reaction. I just saw Gypsy Rose's mom's murder photos and I didn't know it was that up. It's like, what do you expect?
No, it's a murder. What do you expect?
From 17 stab wounds, 200 stab wounds. Just has a new album out. Shout out to the new album. It's very good. All I know is now people are like, you're a
Crazy plug.
monster. Hey, you're not the mother who's slaying like we thought you were, Gypsy. You actually did something up. It's like, yeah, I did that almost 10 years ago. Like, what are we doing? All in all, I don't know. It is a train wreck, an absolute dumpster fire. And I gotta say, I wouldn't recommend the show. Unfortunate. Trash TV is meant to be bad, but at the end of the day, it is meant to be fun. It is so fictitious and over the top that it's all scripted, all of it. That's fine. When I watch a season of Gold Rush and I watch a machine break 70 times and they act like that's the end of the world, it's fun. My favorite trash television show of all time, Bret Michaels' Rock of Love Bus. Do I think Bret Michaels is really going on any of these dates with these people? No, but it's still fun watching white trash women try to get with the lead singer of Poison. If you haven't seen that show's awesome.
Growl like a tiger.
There will always be that kind of scapegoat of a tortured soul that people either boost up or tear down. But it's one thing I know online, and even it's a fate that'll happen to me one day, is they love you till they hate you. It's just the way of the world. It's just the way the online space works, dude. You're on top now, but you can't be there forever, so enjoy it while you can. But if you're an ex-murderer or that kind of thing, I feel like that I don't know how real and stable that pedestal is for very long. So all I know is there's a crazy fucking story. I had to talk about it. It's just silly as fuck, so whatever. I'll see you guys in the next one. Welcome.
Alright, that's the end of this video. Well, that was a good video. Tell me guys any other video you want down in the comments. See you on the next one. Bye bye.